As we salute service and sacrifice on this Memorial Day weekend, our world is getting more complex and some would say more dangerous, with an aggressive China, a resurgent Russia, and an emboldened Iran. To discuss the state of our military preparedness, Memorial Day, and much more, we welcome United States Senator from the great state of Kansas, Roger Marshall. Senator is also a physician and served in the U.S. Army Reserve for 7 years, rising to the rank of captain. Senator, thank you for being here. We appreciate it.
Of course, Tom. Glad to be with you.
And thank you for your service. Senator, as a veteran, what does Memorial Day mean to you, and how do you honor the fallen each year?
Yeah, well, Memorial Day is really the day that we all stop and honor those brave men and women who paid the ultimate sacrifice. And just not them, but also their Gold Star families. And if there's one thing I've really learned to recognize as a senator, a congressman, is reaching out to those Gold Star families. They need to be honored as well. I know last year and again this year, I'll be at Fort Riley, home of the Big Red One, the 1st Infantry Division, and paying homage to those soldiers who made the ultimate sacrifice. Over 13,000 of our nation's best served under the 1st Infantry Division, Big Red One flag, and made that ultimate sacrifice. There'll be Gold Star families there. And I just want to share with them that right now I'm working to add the names of some of their children, unfortunately, to the memorial here in D.C., the Big Red One Memorial, located just outside the Capitol.
You know, we're facing, Senator, a number of challenges from a national security perspective. We have a rapidly rising China, foremost among them. Do you believe that our military is prepared to counter the threats from what I call the new Axis powers of China, Russia, and Iran, or do we need to be investing more in certain areas?
Well, certainly we're in a much better spot today than we were 4 years ago. We fully funded the military for 4 years, thanks to President Trump's leadership. And by the way, we are also taking a lot better care of our veterans, and that helps create better morale. But what I see today are more the cybersecurity issues that are becoming a bigger and bigger front to us. And of course, we got this COVID-19 virus out there, and I'm concerned about bioterrorism as well. And by the way, our most imminent problem right now is our southern border as far as national security. So we're in a good place, but we're going to have to keep investing and improving. No organization stays the same. We certainly need to maintain at least current types of financial investments, but I do think we're going to need a bigger emphasis on cybersecurity.
Rand Paul successfully pushed back on funding for China in the Senate this week. What else do you think that we need to be doing to stop the advance of Chinese communists at home and abroad?
Well, I think, first of all, we need to recognize that what the problem is, that there probably are more than a competitor, that they are really reaching out across the world, doing lots of different financial opportunities for them. So we need to stand up. Like in the world of vaccine diplomacy, we need to be out there giving American vaccines that actually work, winning those countries back, showing them that we can be a good neighbor as well. You know, I think about the European Union. Here they are giving Russia more money to have a pipeline come there, but we shut down our own pipeline. Mm-hmm. So I think there's just always a combination of foreign diplomacy, making sure we have a super strong presence there, in the China Ocean and that area around, working with our partners. We talk about the Quad, India and Australia and Japan, working together with our long-term allies and continuing to put America first.
You have decades of experience as a physician. You're an OBGYN. You are introducing a bill that has bipartisan support to protect maternal and infant health. Talk to us about the Maternal Health Quality Improvement Act.
Yeah, well, one of my surprises when I got to Congress was we found out that the United States, at least by some measures, is down near the bottom as far as maternal mortality in developed nations. So really a couple of years ago, we started searching, well, why and how come? And now this legislation is the next step. What can we do to impact that morbidity and that mortality? And frankly, what it comes down to is making sure that patients have the opportunity to see their doctors earlier in the pregnancy and then continuing it for the year after. So many of the women that do have mortality that die, it happens after the pregnancy, believe it or not. Mm-hmm. So we need to make sure that access to care continues.
And Senator, before I let you go, there was news this week that Google is kind of getting into the healthcare data business. They have struck a deal with HCA Healthcare, and engineers are going to be working to develop algorithms to, they say, monitor patients and guide doctors' decision making. Does this type of involvement of big tech in medicine concern you?
Scares me to death. It absolutely scares me to death. Is there anything more sacred than your medical record? If you think about the young ladies that I had to take care of in the past, and maybe they had, maybe they had an infection, maybe they had a miscarriage. There's so many personal issues that you don't want the rest of the world to know what your health care is. So I'm just afraid that when the hacks occur, and they're going to, that information is going to be released. And then what else is Google going to do with it? Does that mean you go in for a hip replacement, and while you're sitting there in the recovery room, you're going to be getting ads saying, oh, you need this particular slippers to put on, and you need this particular accessory? So it scares me to death. Any type of consolidation of this really worries me. And then I'm worried about, is this going to become a cookbook approach to medicine, right? And a one size fits all as well. And I just truly value the sanctity of the doctor-patient relationship. And I just could tell you story after story of successful treating patients where they didn't always follow what the textbook said that they needed.
Absolutely. You need to be able to preserve physician independence in order to have quality care. Senator Roger Marshall, thank you so much for joining us on this Memorial Day weekend.
Glad to be with you.